Discernment in business. People got to understand something. All right, Shalom. Good morning, boys. Here. People got to understand something. Just because you have a skill set, that does not mean that you can effectively translate that skill set into a functioning and thriving business. Okay? I know a lot of people that are more skilled than me when it comes to carpentry. Let's say, giving a perfect example. But do a shit, piss poor job in actually doing business. There's a difference between the two. And if you can't combine both, the skill set is the real skills aspect of it is totally irrelevant, because if you can't discern the client, if you can't resonate with a client, to not only understand that they want to get a job done, but being consultative in getting that job done. And then I come behind you and they hear me, they're going to choose me over you because I have that gravitas that a lot of people lack when it comes to business. And this is why it's so important, going back to the spirit of discernment, to be able to discern and size up clients. It's like, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, right? And one of the biggest things that it was important to do is be able to size somebody up. When you're in somebody's presence, you know what I'm saying, you size them up. When it comes to clientele, you size them up. In corporate America, I was client facing. And the reason why I was client facing is because I knew how to discern and size up a client, address their needs, address their concerns, and get the job done in an effective manner. I'm a PMP, which means I'm a project management professional. Look up that certification. I'm a Six Sigma Green Belt. Look up that certification. It means, lean process improvement, how to improve an existing process. And all of these skill sets I was able to apply to running an effective business. So when it goes back to the spirit of discernment, you got to know how to speak to a client, how to resonate and understand where that client is coming from, how to discern if that client is going to do business with you or not. Because one of the things that you got to notice about me is that, is the color of my skin. And I live in a majority white town. So there are obstacles that I have to overcome. However, I can effectively overcome those obstacles by the way in which I present myself, as well as how articulate I am when it comes to understanding the challenge that they have and offering a viable solution to the project that they want to get done, and making it look beautiful in such a way that it resonates with their spirit. A lot of people, in the past, they've attacked me and, how I talk and stuff. And that's all well and fine. There's so much be going through my mind at times when I'm speaking. But when it comes to dealing with clients, I'm sharp and on point. I got the invoices and the year-to-date revenues to prove it, because very few people can develop a business where it's self-sustaining and that they can maintain their families and build it from the ground up, build it from nothing. I know very few people, especially in the Hebrew Israelite community, that's been able to do what I've been able to accomplish and taking it to this next level. And again, I challenge anybody out there, show me 10 other examples of what I've been able to do when it comes to building a business and making sure that it is profitable and self-sustaining when it comes to my ability to provide and produce for my family. The cars that I drive has been paid for. This all been paid for with cash. It wasn't paid for on loans. I didn't have to borrow money from nobody. I was able to do business, do a good job for a client, get the cash, and provide for my family what's needed in order to get things done and move us along. But you got to have discernment in business. You got to be able to know what clients are good, what clients are not good, discerning them up on the phone. And I think I'm going to be opening up a Patreon, doing some type of classes, because this kind of stuff is just not out there, especially in the faith. It's just not out there, this level of teaching when it comes to business and developing good business techniques to grow and thrive a business. And again, I say it again, skill set alone is not going to do it. When it comes to building a successful, sustainable carpentry business. Now, it overlaps when it comes to other businesses as well. And I know how profitable someone is when they open up the books. You know, somebody was like, is questioning me about my business. I said, well, open up your books and then you show me yours and I show you mine, and we can see who's successful and who's not, and who's qualified to instruct to teach you. It's amazing when you tell people to open up the books, whether or not they're going to do that, these hypocrites. But you got to have these skill sets, and it's so much more than just being able to swing a hammer. You got to be able to know how to resonate with a client, speak to a client, address their issues, problem solve, make them feel comfortable with dealing and doing business with you. That's all about presentation. It's all about your name, and as well as a good name. Do you have a good name in the field which you operate in? See, I have a good name. My reputation precedes me. I have respect amongst fellow carpenters in the area, fellow businessmen in the area. All of these things play a role, because when your name come up and somebody throws shade on you, that can cost you thousands of dollars in business. But when somebody says, hey, this guy, he's a man of honor and integrity, this phone rings, and it rings now on a daily basis. All I got to do is go in there, discern the client, offer the solution, and close the deal. That is the power of discernment in business. Shalom.